everyone, Dungeon X here, back with another video, and today we're doing another Conquest Lunatic guide, and it is gone chapter 7, so let's get started. So right here, we're in a swamp map, and we have only 2 units on it, your avatar and whoever, with Butler slash Maid, Jacob or Felicia, and the one enemy type we're facing is the Faceless, which is not really interesting, but that's the only enemy type. Right here, only a few units will join you from that area, so that'll be the area they'll join you. And all the faces have skills, mainly Grizzly Wound, which hit up to 20% of your health, and this one here has a Poison Strike on them, which does stack, doing 40% of your health. Some of them have some Seal Speed, as you see there, but those are really all of them. And the boss is right there, as you see right here, has both Poison Strike, Grizzly Wound, and Wary Fire on them, so you have to be careful about that. Alright, so now, this is strategy. So first, I recommend you put both Corn and whoever Butler slash Maid you have to the left side. And that's the first thing I recommend you doing. So just take out the Faceless as shown here, and it's not really that difficult. So right now, only those 2 things are charging at you. Nothing special here, just make sure you just take them out quickly as you possibly can. So boom boom. Jacob takes a Grizzly Wound. And now a bunch of faces start coming toward you, and a few characters will start coming at you too. The 2 new characters we have are now Silas and Elise, so let's start talking about them. Alright, so this is Elise. So she's the next role you get that's not Corn, and she's a pretty good one at that. Her base level is 5, which is kind of low, but she's a healer, so she's going to be doing healer stuff and won't be going in combat at all, period, due to that low defense growth. But like all magic users, she has great magic, speed, luck, and a reasonably good resistance. So her pros are that she has Royal Blood, which is really nice since she can activate Dragon Veins with it. She has, once again, amazing magic, luck, speed with a good resistance growth on top of that, so she can tank some mages, which is really nice. A magic nuke when she promotes, especially with that 80% magic growth, she can easily cap magic in this game without a doubt, and even speed and luck with that too. And her resistance growth good, so she can become a magic tank, which is kind of neat. But you mostly fight against ninjas, samurais, and more physical units, so that's kind of a little rarer. And her personal skill, Lily Poise, can give her protection buffs to allies, so -3 damage to adjacent allies and +1 damage for adjacent allies, which is nice. Her cons is sadly that she has the durability of tissue paper, which is expected, 30 HP and 15 defense growth, and 19 HP and 4 defense base. She's not going to grow out of it, and don't expect her to tank anything anytime soon. And don't be surprised if she gets one-shotted. And like I said, she has a really weird low skill growth, so she can actually have a hard time hitting things due to that, which is really weird, but that has happened to me. So her secondary classes are Maid, Malignite, and Wivelord. The best one in my opinion is Maid due to the fact to get Flame Shuriken in this, 75 magic, 7 speed, luck, resistance, that stuff. She basically becomes an anti-mage unit throughout due to Tomebreaker and healing stuff. Malignite gives her Savage Blow and Trample, which is good, but I'm going to talk about the bad parts of it. And Wivelord gives her Rally Defense and Swordbreaker. The cons about all these classes is that basically they will never fix her terrible defense growth. I mean, even Wivelord gives her the most defense, even then that's not really good. 35 defense growth is pretty terrible, and she'll probably need an arm scroll to use any of those magic weapons, the bolt axe or the flame shuriken, or a C rank, so she'll need like 1 to 2 arm scrolls to use them. So yeah, and her strength is still terrible, like 15 strength, 20 strength for Wivelord. They're all pretty bad. So overall, I would stick to strategist for her due to her already being in it, and I wouldn't waste a second seal on her due to you having Felicia, and you're going to soon get Camilla and Baruka, who basically do all these classes but better. So I will still use her, but that's what I think. You can reclass if you want to, but I would stick to strategist, like I said. So on to the next unit. Alright, the next unit is Silas, who I really have not much to say about him. He's level 6, which is okay, so there's not much to say about his base stats. For his pros, he has some well-bound growth, 60 strength, 60 skill, and a decent speed, defense, and luck, which is really nice. Can obtain shelter, which is really good, mind you, for on the late game chapters. I definitely have strategies around that. And he has great availability. He comes really early in the game. But then getting into his cons. His cons are his poor resistance, 30 and 35 are all pretty bad, to be quite honest with you, which is not something you want. He can actually get mediocre speed due to 50 speed and 8 speed, which is something like I have struggled with him. He can fix this with speed wings, but the next thing happens that he gets pretty much outclassed by Xander, who in my opinion is better since he has a superior strength and defense growth to him. So there's that. But his secondary classes is Great Knight, Mercenary, Hero, and Bow Knight. Great Knight gives him Luna and Armor Blow. Hero gives him Soul and Axe Breaker. And Bow Knight gives him Rally Skill and Shuriken Breaker. Great Knight it can be a nice alternative class, but if I want a tanky Cavalier, I would recommend going with Xander for this one. So I would not really waste a second seal if you want a tanky Cavalier. Hero is a decent choice actually, but to be quite honest, I didn't find anything special about him. He still is well-rounded, but I never found anything spectacular. And Bow Knight, I feel like he gets outclassed by the two other bow people, Niles and Selena, whatever you call her. So I never found particularly anything interesting about him either. And his cons that all his classes are still going to have bad resistance, regardless of what class. And I just found him to be incredibly mediocre. Not much to say about him, sadly. So there's that. On to the chapter. Alright, so now we have Effie here, who is, one word I can describe her, is amazing. First thing I want to talk about is her amazing strength. 80 strength growth. I think it's the highest in the game, so she has like a 30 base strength, and it will just keep increasing, and she'll easily cap that strength growth in game, which is really nice. She has a surprisingly good speed growth of 55, although she gets a skill called Wary Fighter that'll make that irrelevant. Roll-around stats and all others. She has a good defense, skill, and HP, and like I said, she has great availability. She has like right from the start. Cons are pretty much just Knight cons. She has bad magic, resistance, and move, so that's to be expected for her, but that 80 strength goes is really good, and she can tank enemies in this game, which is really nice. Her secondary classes are Great Knight, Mage, Strategist, and Troubadour. The Great Knight is great for her in my opinion, since she fixes her move, and she still retains her 80 strength growth, which is awesome. And she gets access to Luna and Armor Blow. Her skill's okay, but it's not going to activate Luna, but Armor Blow is also a really nice skill. She get access if she goes with Maid. She actually has a 70 strength growth, so she can actually kind of make use of as a Maid, but really I wouldn't recommend using that. She can use Knives and get access to Tomebreaker, which you could do some reclassing shenanigans, but thing is though, you have to be level 15 to get level 15 promoted to get Tomebreaker, so I wouldn't really recommend going to Maid. And Strategist, she gets Rally Resistance and fixes her movement. Thing is though, if you go with Strategist, her magic is so bad. 10 magic is really not a good thing, and it makes it almost unbearable to play as, which is really bad. This is a magic based class and she's strength oriented, so that's not good. And likewise, she always has bad resistance in each class, but I honestly don't have that many cons for her. She's a really good unit. I definitely recommend her. Definitely top tier. Just use her, period. On to the next person, who's Arthur. So here is Arthur, and I have a lot of things to say about this dude. So he's a fighter, and he has, like all fighters, he has great HP and strength, but actually really good skill growth. And that skill growth goes well with one of his skills, Soul, his cannon class, which is Hero, and thanks to his guy skill, he'll activate a lot, so he restores his health when doing that. So that's really good. He has a child by the name of Percy, who's one of the best children in the game, so he has that going for him. And he has an okay defense and speed, but that's okay. 50 speed and 50 defense. I don't know why I put okay defense. I should probably get rid of that. I'm just going to get rid of that. Boop. And he has a great Parabot. I find him to be one of the best. Like a lot of strength and speed. Give that to any of my characters any day. But then we get to his cons. His cons that he has, his entire gimmick is that he's an unlucky person, in which that means he must have his lowest luck growth in the entire game. 1 luck and a 10% luck growth. Wow, that's bad. He can get crit by the Faceless in this chapter, and that has actually happened to me before, and wow. Yikes. I had to restart because of that, because you need basically all the units before this for chapter 10, and you'll need everyone you can get. He has terrible resistance, which is expected for heroes and slash fighters, so that, but for some reason he has really bad hit rate, even with that skill, because of that bad luck road that offsets the skill, and one of the skills he gets gamble, which gets lowers the hit rate even more, so he's gonna have really shaky hit rates throughout the entire time until he gets like hero, gets swords. But then that goes to the hero thing, and that hero axe ranks are locked to B, and that's pretty bad, since I find him to be the best when he's wielding an axe instead of a sword, and sword ranks are at E, so you have to train it or give him arm scrolls, which is really pain to train weapon ranks in this game. And he has mediocre speed throughout the entire game and defense, so he can either be great or terrible, and I always found him to be painfully mediocre. So, to be quite honest with you, I will not go with hero, but instead go with Berserker, because Berserker are awesome. They have crazy crit, S rank access, which this I feel like Arthur was made for it, because thanks to that high strength skill, and even speed can be good. He can crit like a madman thanks to that. So is that going for them? Although his luck is like even worse. He has like 5% luck, which is wow. His other two options are Cavalier, Paladin, Great Knight. Cavalier, you can obtain Shelter, Paladin, Aegis, Great Knight, Luna, and Armor Load. If any of these, I'll pick Great Knight, because thanks to his high skill, he can activate Luna a lot, and that's kind of nice since he can cut through enemies really quickly. Never found him to be anything special in Cavalier or Paladin. You're better off going with Xander, Silas, or even Parry. So there's that. His speed can actually get even worse though in these classes, since his 45 speed growth can really damage him, and he might get doubled a lot in this game. So overall, I personally don't recommend his. I feel like his cons outweigh his pros if you use him for hero. He'd make for a pretty good Berserker, but I feel like there are a lot of other characters that are better Berserker, like Charlotte and a reclass Bruca and Benny, which I'll talk about those guys, and I find them to be better. His luck is terrible, and I think that's his main downfall. He just gets crit by everything in the late game due to everyone having like crit bonuses in that game, and that becomes a real problem due to base RNG. So me personally, I wouldn't recommend him for this. So, but you're going to need him so for chapter 10, because you need everybody for that chapter. So that's what I think. And onto this chapter actually. So right here, continue keeping Silas and Elise up here, continue healing, and Silas will be okay, even if he gets doubled, as you can see here. And so right now my Corn and Jacob are kind of getting overrun, so I decided to pretty much back out right here. Since if I keep staying here, one of them will probably die. So I just decided to move Corn to the woods right here, which is convenient. And then decided to healer was my Jacob. As you can see. Boop. Heal. So with everyone in place, I decided to wait for another turn. And everyone survived. Silas will survive the attack, but only like an HP left. Corn will kill this Faceless, which is nice. This Faceless will also go up in attack, and actually will kill it. Sorry. So she got a crit. Don't worry if you survive, just kill it with Corn since nothing else is there. Alright, so right now the Faceless will attack Arthur for some reason, and he will be completely fine, as you can see. And with that, the level is basically finished. Just complete this mop house, defeat the last two Faceless, and with that, the stage is complete. You finally finished chapter 7, and it's now we're done. So on to chapter 8, and I hope you enjoyed my video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next chapter. Peace.